Hi Earth signs, Mimi here from Mimi's perspective. I'm going to do something a little bit special this month. It is February and Valentine's Day means a lot to some people. If you celebrate, happy Valentine's Day. But also, Venus is just like in a really good place right now. People are feeling loved up, and it's Black History Month. Even though we should celebrate it every day, as I do. So I'm kind of at a place where I wanted to try something different this month. So I'm going to do love readings. I'm going to timestamp everything, so don't worry about that. But it's really important for me to try things when I think of them and see what works for me. So I'm not shying away from my ideas. I'm not doubting myself. I'm just going with it, and I think it's going to turn out great. So Earth signs, I'm going to start with, what do I feel? Taurus. I'm going to start with Taurus. I had some really good feedback from you guys, and I'm glad that you felt nurtured, because you should. You know, fellow earth signs. All right, Taurus, I'm going to do your love reading for February 2018. Taurus. Okay. I'm pulling an extra card too because of the way my spread is in my mind. This is so crazy. No, it's not crazy, but it's just like, it's interesting to me. Okay, so the way that I worked this spread in my mind was kind of like your current place and kind of like what might be getting in the way, and then like single and couple, like that's how I had envisioned it. But the way I'm looking at it right now, it's just not, sorry, this is different. It's just not. All right, so you're starting off with the King of Staves, which is a fire sign card, okay? So like things are fiery. However, the King of Staves can be quite aggressive sometimes. So it's like this fiery love, but it can be aggressive, and it's like it's just like all encompassing, and like there's a lot of passion there, okay? That's the word I'm looking for. Let me stamp it. Passion, okay? Passion for the Taurus sign. Lots of love. Ooh la la. Ooh la la. Ooh la la. Okay. All right. So for the singles, there is a woman around you who is a fire sign. Okay. So either an Aries, a Leo, or a Sagittarius. Okay. A woman, or it could be someone with very feminine qualities, like very nurturing, very caring, very like just very feminine, even in the way they carry themselves. Okay, there's someone around you like that who is probably a fire sign or has a lot of fire sign placement, and this particular person, be it woman or someone with feminine qualities, cares a lot about family, and they're good for you. Sometimes I look at signs and I say like, okay, earth and water go well together, and fire and air go well together, because in the natural realm of things, they help each other. But in this case, here's what I'm going to say if you're single. Because you are a Taurus, you are the bull, and it is important for you to be in charge. But for a fire sign, it is equally as important to be in charge. So what I would say is that if you are dealing with someone who is a fire sign or has a lot of fire sign in their chart, it's really important for you to figure out the balance for the give and take, or you're just going to fizzle out. Because at the end of the day, if you throw earth on top of fire, it usually puts it out. So you could be overbearing, and then they'd be like, you know what? I'm out. Okay? Now, and that's if you want this person. Okay? If you don't, you continue to be that self and don't worry about the balance, and, have fun while it lasts. But if you are in a couple of some sort, and this is why I said that's crazy, is the contemplation card came out again. But in this case, it's not like that single person, like the hermit card. It's more like you and your your spouse, partner, lover, the person that you're in a couple with, the two of you are going to spend some time alone. So you'll either get away, you just have like an unusual amount of time where you just get to be by yourselves. And it's so interesting to me because they're not next to each other, but in this spread together, the Love and the Hermit, that's where I'm going with this. You're gonna spend a lot of time with your partner in like this very like loved place. I wouldn't be honest with you if I didn't say this. We have a tendency to hang on to what's going wrong, and well, not we, but like Taurus do. Enjoy this moment, okay, and ride it out however long it is, because we all know that like with the bad, I mean with the good comes bad always. It never lasts perfectly, but what does last is how you respond to things. So if you can stay in yourself and say, you know what, yes, this thing is happening and it's causing problems between myself and my spouse, and I don't really want to deal with this because I shouldn't have to, or whatever feeling you're having around like, oh, something could go wrong, like let it go. And at the end of the day, there's a lot of love around you. I feel like I said this to you before, so I want to repeat because it's true. There's a lot of love around you. And in this case, as long as you balance and don't overpower, the love will continue to blossom. If you're in a couple, you're going to spend a lot of time together, loving up on each other, and contemplating your futures, honestly. Thinking about where you're going, what you would like for each other, what the next steps are. If you are newly engaged, you might be thinking about what's happening with your wedding. If you're planning a wedding, you might be thinking about, well, what are we going to do after that? Do we want to buy a house? What are we thinking about children? Where are we headed with our careers? Like, is your career going to take you to the West Coast and my career going to take me to the East Coast? Do we think that we should be planning a trip together? Like, all of those things are coming up, and you're just thinking about it and talking about it and sharing with each other in these like intimate moments. All right, Taurus, I'm gonna move on to Capricorn. All right, Caps, happy belated. If you haven't seen my videos, it was your birthday not too long ago, and I know you're riding on high. You got lots of ideas flowing, because that's what happens around a Capricorn's birthday. And I know you took a great vacation because you believe in working hard and equally playing hard. You probably, if you drank, were very drunk. If you smoked, were very high. If you popped something, you were just there. You had a good time, and you should, because y'all work hard. The other thing I wanted to say is, you know, so there's a Cap that I follow on lots of platforms, social media platforms. By the way, feel free to follow me on IG at mimis.perspective, or Facebook, same name, and subscribe, of course, to my YouTube. But I love me some Darius Cooks. I don't know if you all have heard of him before. His name is Darius Williams, but he goes by Darius Cooks, and he has kind of grown from like a guy who used to just like post cooking videos on Facebook to having like a tour where he goes and cooks food for people. He has his own restaurant. He's opening a second one. He's written cookbooks. I mean, he literally just like took these seeds of ideas and made them into something special. And people are so demanding of him, but at the same time, he's really hard on himself. And I'm like, gosh, this is what a Cap is. But at the end of the day, I think he just really cares. And, you know, people treat him like a robot. And it's like, this is what happens to Capricorns. You know, they don't want to let anyone down. And people start to treat him like a robot. And then they become one. And then you're mad at them for doing that. Which one did you want? Because in real life, Capricorns can be so kind and so caring and so loving and will give you the last. They will. They really will. You know, I mean, just like any other sign, there's always going to be some extremists out there that's just like, But in general, they can be so wonderful. Every Capricorn child I have taught, and that is 9 years, do the math, of children. Every Capricorn child I have taught, it's just so wonderful. Literally. Literally. The people I meet, I've dated a couple. My stepfather is one. He might be one of the ones on the extreme. But I love him, and for a long time, he did a lot of things for me that, you know, he didn't have to, because he's not my blood father, you know? Like, he chose to be in my life, and he did a lot for me, and he didn't have to, and that's, like, the kind of Capricorn love. And, of course, like, my Grammy, who was the nearest and dearest thing to me in my entire existence, Capricorn, goodness gracious, honestly. So, I know I'm going on a tangent, but I was also shuffling, so I did both, all right? Don't kill me. I just needed y'all to know how amazing you are. So here I am. All right, Caps, let's get this moving. Let's get it grooving. Okay, so currently, Prince of Pentacles. Like I said, all these ideas you got going on, you know, ideas, okay. Go ahead with your ideas, man. You know, you got it. Caps, you got the ideas down. You keep on growing with those ideas, okay? Shout out to Lovey, by the way. If anybody wants to share this video to her, please do, because I love her so much. I'm judging you. Okay, sorry. Bringing it back. So, Ten of Swords is kind of like the what's helping or hurting kind of situation. Ten of Swords is a victory, yo. All these ideas, people telling you no. Nah, son, you got it. You got it. You got it. I'm so happy for y'all. I really am. Okay, so alrighty. Bring it back. Sorry, I got really excited just looking at this. Okay, so Caps, you've got these ideas going and flowing. Like I said, this is a love reading, so let me explain how that connects. So it's really important for you to be victorious in your relationships because you feel like you have meticulously picked someone, okay? In this case, you have chosen someone and it is paying off, and you had a lot of thoughts about, like, is this going to work out? Is this going to be okay? Are they going to hurt my brand? Are they good for me? Are they, excuse me, everything that I needed? You're thinking about it. That's what you're doing this month. All right, so because you have a tendency, Capricorn, to dive into work to get out of, like, the whole, like, emotional thing, I'm going to warn you to not spend as much time in your head about if this is right, wrong, good person, wrong person. Like, don't spend as much time in your head. I need you to take a step back and use your heart to figure it out. Couples, I'm going to get to you on that especially. But singles, so you have movement, which is also the Chariot. It is the Cancer card. So I could say a Cancer, but I don't even think that's what this is. I think it just means, like, you've got some powerful things coming at you here, or things that you're doing that are kind of steamrolling that you're having to focus on. So what I'm going to say is that you got a lot on your plate, single Capricorns, and it just doesn't allow for the relationship right now. It just doesn't. You're going to have to move something off of your plate to make room for someone. Singles, it's the only way it's going to work. You can't do the 25 things and, like, the one relation. Like, it doesn't, you need to do 24 things in your relationship because you can only do 25. Like, that's what I mean. So figure out what you can move off the plate. Figure out what you might do because you feel like you have to, but not because you're enjoying it. It doesn't really do anything for you. It doesn't actually enhance your life. And if you feel like there's nothing that you can change, then figure out how to fit this person into something that you're already doing. For example, there's a lot of talk right now around couples who work out together, couples who do yoga together, couples who spend one night a week making sure that they're making dinner for each other. Like, finding something that you have to do anyway, or that you enjoy doing, or that you want to do, and making that person a part of it. For one, the time is important, but two, it makes it easier for you to build this relationship with this person, and for you to figure out if they're it or not. Okay? All right. For couples, why y'all being difficult? Really? Capricorns? All right, so we have the Five of Cups here. As you can see, there are 3 spilled cups, but there are 2 that are still full. And as you can see, this person has decided to walk away. Yo. Okay. This is why I said it's so important for you to get out of your head, couples. There is a victory to be had. Okay? And at the end of the day, if you make a bigger deal out of spilled milk than you should, then what you have left to drink will spoil. Let me say that again. At the end of the day, if you spend so much time and energy on the milk that's spilled, what you have left to drink will spoil. What is most important to you? That's what you need to be focused on. You know, maybe somebody you're dating has like an annoying habit. If you have a sibling, then you've dealt with people who have annoying habits. If you had a roommate in college, if you've ever had a roommate, if you've ever had to live with someone else, hell, even yourself have annoying, like I have annoying habits. We all have annoying habits. But at the end of the day, that shouldn't be what ends your relationship with someone who's got something to offer. Okay? Don't be so quick to judge, Caps. Because the next step is the Six of Cups, which some people would say is a soulmate card, or at least one of joy. All right, Caps. Moving on. Happy February 2018. Virgos. All right, Virgo. You're up. I am about to pull some cards for Virgo, February 2018. I don't know where that just came from. I don't know. Y'all, just forgive me. You know, this is what my life is, though. You know, I talk to myself sometimes. And don't judge me, because all the research says that most intelligent people do. So I will keep on talking to myself and keep on making good choices in my life. You know, I'm working on being a better me. I'm not always perfect, but I'm striving to be my best self. Because perfection is unattainable. It's not real. But you know what is real? Me. And all of you Virgos are real people. Oh, wow. There's a lot going on here, Virgos. All right. Trying to think of where to start. Okay. 4 of Swords. Excuse the sirens. It's far away, but where I live, the sound kind of travels. So here we are. All right, 4 of Swords, friends. If you are a Virgo and you're having trouble sleeping, if you're feeling tired, if you're feeling like you have a lot coming at you and you're just having trouble like lining it up, you'll be fine. Okay? And I know that you're worried about how it's going to affect your relationships. You'll be fine. It's going to be fine. Okay? If you feel like a lot of people around you might not be supportive, or like the people who you love the most just aren't really like connected to you right now, it's nothing personal. Okay? Everything will be fine. It'll work itself out. It'll be good. No worries. Okay? All right. So, that the next thing, like I said, I know this is because the world is here, right next to the Four of Swords, meaning that it'll be fine. You do feel like you have the world on your shoulders right now. However, you're good. I wouldn't even, you're going to be fine. You just have to, what's the right way for me to say this? Oh, my belly's growling. Okay, so Virgo, in order for you to get out of this idea of like it just being too much, or if you get out of that, you're going to have to restart some things. The world is the end of the major arcana, meaning like a completion, right? Like of some sort. In this case, I think you've learned something about yourself, and it's time to like go learn something new about yourself. You're gonna have a tendency to want to be just like, I did this thing, it's great, yes, and like live in that. But like, okay, what's next? That was kind of harsh. I don't mean to be harsh. It's just, and I mean, I'm a Virgo, so I'm speaking to you, but it's like, Virgos, right now, you are full of ideas. You have 30,000 things you want to do, and you're doing things well. And if you get stuck in like the, okay, I did this really well, and this is who I'm just gonna hang on to this moment, like you sit in this like, I did that. Like if you sit in that, you're not progressing. Okay? And like, it's interesting because as I'm saying this out loud, I'm hearing myself and even seeing in myself like how that has to play out for me. So yeah, I get it. Like I do. And I get that it's like, but I work so hard to like get to this place where like it feels really good. What you mean I gotta go back? Yeah, I know. But people see it. Like people know what you did, and they got that you got there, and they're like proud of you, and they support you, and like you have people behind you. But at the same time, please don't sit here and think that you are the shit, because you are just like everyone else out here trying to figure it out. And as you learn a lesson, it's time to learn a new lesson, because the only way you become a better person is to keep growing. You cannot stay in any place for long and grow. And when it comes to relationships, yeah, you got something down. You're like, okay, I'm finally doing this thing. Like, it could be that you're just like communicating differently. It could be about when you say something. It could be about how you say something. It could be about who you talk to. It could be about just like revving up the way that you do things for people. Like whatever it is, the way you look at the relationships that you're in. But in general, Virgo friends, in February, you have to not allow that to happen. Okay? Don't hurt yourself in the process, because that's what will happen if you don't get out of it. If you're not like, all right, cool, I got this. Okay, what's next? All right, you have to be that way. Me. You have to be that way. Okay, all right. All right, I heard myself. I hope y'all heard me. Okay, for single Virgos, we have the Power card. Right now, those people who are single, if you're a Virgo, you know what you want. You're going after it. You're gonna barrel through it and get it and go with it and run with it and be it's gonna be everything you wanted it to be. Okay. In order for someone to come in and be by your side, they're gonna have to be equally as powerful and as like gung-ho and energized. And if they're not, you're gonna be like, nah, son. So the beauty in that is you'll meet an equal, or you won't, okay? But you'll know. Like, it'll be one of those, like, I don't have to waste my time on this because you're But if they are, then you're going to be like, oh yeah, come in here. You'll understand what I'm doing. I'll understand what you're doing. And we'll make it work. Okay? That's for single Virgos. If you're a coupled Virgo, especially if you're with a water sign, like me, the water signs out here are killing it in the game, taking care of everyone, loving up on everyone. And it just means that if you're in a relationship, especially if you're with a water sign, but this is for anyone who is a Virgo, if you're in a relationship, things are looking really good. This person's loving up on you, you know, loving you down, and you feel good. And you're probably coming back to like those decisions, right? Like you're probably figuring things out that are going to bring your world to a brighter place. So especially if you're in a relationship, don't think, oh, I got this, I'll do what I want. Virgo. That's especially for Virgo men, because y'all are real quick to let that ego get ahead of you. You better stop that ego in its tracks, Virgo men. Put a pin in it. Okay, Virgo. Well, all earth signs, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have a wonderful February 2018, and I will see you soon. Bye.